To control guns or not to control guns? That is the question. You know, I have friends who believe that our entire population should be demilitarized. No guns amongst the citizenship here. And their reasoning for this is that it'll create a safer society. You know, no one will be shot, and apparently by having no guns in the hands of our citizens, we'll be able to sit around campfires with rainbows and sing songs and be happy, joy, joy, or whatever. It's simply not the case. You know, these people don't understand history, and these people don't take into account that just because we haven't had to take up arms against our government in the last 234 years, that it doesn't mean it can't happen. You know, it very well can happen that we do take up arms against our government, but we haven't. And this kind of disillusions some people about what can happen when an unarmed society gets, well, basically the shit kicked out of it by their government. You know, these gun control activists are just fucking retarded in part, you know, as far as I see it, because they don't understand why the Second Amendment is truly there. They think that, you know, I guess our founding fathers were some sort of like wild, wild west cowboys that they wanted everyone to walk into saloons and shoot people. That is freaking ridiculous. The purpose for the Second Amendment is so that we can protect ourselves from a foreign army or a foreign military invading us if our military is incapacitated for some reason. But the most important reason why it was put into the Bill of Rights is so that we can protect ourselves from our own government when our own government starts to oppress us. You take away the rights of citizens to own their guns, you have left the society open to all sorts of tyranny and oppression and persecution. This is what the Founding Fathers wanted to avoid. So why are we trying to take away people's guns when it's explicitly written very clearly in the Bill of Rights that this right is basically this shall not be infringed upon. I think it's inalienable is the word I was looking for. I don't understand why these people think this way, you know. And it's actually, the reason why I'm making this video is for actually on the opposite reason. You know, lately I've been hearing a lot more about revolution, taking up arms against our government, because they don't like the health care that will probably pass, the reform. They don't want reform, so they're going to wage war against the government. By taking up arms against the government, you won't start a revolution, you'll start a civil war. Because what you people don't seem to understand is that there are people who will take up arms for the government against you. I'm one of them. You know, during the Bush years, if there was some sort of a revolution against the government, I would definitely defend my government. The government hasn't done anything to warrant a revolution. It never has, and it never will, because we allow our citizens to arm themselves. No government's going to fuck with an armed population. But the Second Amendment doesn't give you the right to wage war against the government because you don't like things that are being passed in Congress. There are other avenues for that. There are other platforms for that. And before you start a revolution with guns, why don't you start a revolution with words?